Hi guys, thank you for joining me again. I'm Techzilla. This time I'm doing my 48-hour impression stroke review, whatever you want to call it, video of my Huawei Mate 10. This is the Chinese version and I've got the international ROM flashed on it. This is not by any means a full review because I haven't been using the phone long enough. But a lot of people have asked me questions, so I'm just wiping it off. I wanted to know certain things about it. A lot of people are asking me about the performance because they're eager to buy it themselves. So I thought I'd answer them in this video because it'll help you guys out. And let me start off by saying this. This is probably, in my opinion, and this is a spoiler alert, so cover your ears if you don't want to hear this. This is probably, in fact, not even probably, this is, in my opinion, the best phone Huawei have ever made. And that's an important thing for me to say. If any of you remember me doing my video on the Mate 9 last year, I liked the device. I think it was really good, but it did have issues for me personally. And I have to give it to Huawei. I have to give it to them. There's no other word for it. They have actually answered a lot of my criticism about the Mate 9. They've now put in a 2K screen. The battery life on this is absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So let's start off with battery life. Okay, battery life. Battery life on this, I am getting at least 10 hours of screen on time with 20 hours of standby time on one single charge. And that's with having the screen at 2K resolution the whole time. That is phenomenal, guys. Absolutely fantastic. I love it. It slaps down a lot of other Android devices out there. And this is what annoys me about the Note 8. And I said this in my Note 8 2-week review. The damn battery life, pardon my language, but that damn battery life irritates me on the Note 8. This is, I hope Samsung watches this. This is how you should be doing battery life, Samsung. Like this Mate 10. I still love my Note 8. But the battery life in this thing is a beast. It's an absolute champion winner. Now this is what I'm talking about. Here's an example. 64% battery life left right there. With the phone being used for 13 hours and 9 minutes, with an estimated time of 1 day, 5 hours left. That is phenomenal. This is what I call wow. That is impressive. Battery life, impressive as hell. Now, here's another example. 98% battery left. Now, this is a test I did where I went to bed for nearly 7 hours. I charged it to 100%, went to bed, slept for nearly 7 hours, woke up, and I wanted to check how much battery it used over 7 hours while it was on standby. 2% in 7 hours while on standby. Huawei, exceptional. Exceptional, love it. I always moan about battery, but you shut me up. You shut me up. Battery is phenomenal on this thing. I know I'm going on about it, but it is phenomenal. It's a champ. Battery is a champ. So let's move on now to the next thing. What's the difference between the Mate 10 and the Mate 10 Pro? That's easy. First of all, the Mate 10 is not water and dust resistant at IP67, or is it IP68? It's one or the other. Whereas the Pro is, but that's not a big thing, important thing to me. The Mate 10 has a 2K screen, which is IPS, which I can adjust down to 1080p and even down to 720p, like the Samsung devices. Whereas with the Pro, you only can get a maximum of 1080p, but it's an OLED panel. So You won't get as much, you won't get burn-in on an LCD display, and you won't get as much color shifting as you would on the OLED display. Now, why do I think, now speaking to DJ about this earlier, the way I'm seeing is this, and I could be wrong, so again, take it with a pinch of salt. This is just me talking here and my thoughts. There's only two manufacturers that are big enough to supply other OEMs with OLED panels, which is Samsung and LG. Now, Samsung are never going to give anyone else their best OLED panels. It's just not going to happen. You don't give the competition your best, you keep that for yourself. And with the latest news about the Pixel 2 XL and the LG V30 screens, LG's OLED panels, and again, this is my opinion, you can disagree, they just don't cut the mustard. So the OLED panel in the Mate 10 Pro is not going to be as good as it could be. Whereas the LCD panel, in my opinion, is probably a lot better. Now, I'm only talking here. I don't have both phones, so it's just me being hypothetical. So just think about it. So let's talk about the screen. Screen is amazing on this thing. It's almost bezel-less, almost edge to edge, should I say. And if you saw my unboxing video of this beast, you saw me compare the S8 Plus front bezels, top and bottom, to this, the S8 Plus versus the Mate 10 bezels. The bezels on this are the same size as on the S8 Plus. Is that impressive? Hell yeah, it's impressive. This is not a curved screen. So those of you out there who do not like curved screens, this is a champ, this is a winner. Plus, if you don't like an 18:9 aspect ratio, like the Pro is going to have, which I didn't mention earlier, this is still a 16:9. This is a win. This screen is huge. It's virtually a 6-inch screen. I mean, look at that. It's massive. Let me just show you that there. It is huge. It's absolutely huge. And actually, this is the one 16:9 aspect ratio screen. I absolutely adore this screen. Brightness is over 700 nits, I believe. I haven't tested it, but that's what I've heard. And this thing is a beast. It's a beast. I mean, the clarity is pin sharp. You know, let me show you close up. Now, have a look. I've got it in airplane mode, obviously, but have a look. It's going to be hard to show you on camera, but this screen, look at the colors. You look at this, you do not think you're looking at an IPS or LCD display. You think you're looking at an OLED display. It is beautiful. Look at the greens in Spotify there. Look at the reds. Just look at the reds there. Absolutely beautiful. Viewing angles are really good. I mean, look at that. Really good viewing angles. It's a beautiful, beautiful display. I know I sound like I'm gushing right now, but it is what it is. And with me, you'll see my emotions when I talk about a device. Absolutely love it. This screen is phenomenal. It is, I would say, only second to Samsung. And that's just me being genuine. Only Samsung screens, in my opinion, are better than this. So, but look at the width, the size of it and everything. And it's almost tiny bezels. It's got lovely, beautiful. And again, another difference is you've got the fingerprint sensor on the front. With the Pro, you're going to have it on the back. And talking about fingerprint sensors, let's show you this one. Did you see that? It's not a physical button. It's a capacitive one. I think that's what I mean. But anyway, I'll watch this, how I'll tap it. 3, 2, 1. There's virtually nothing faster than that. Look at it. I'm barely touching it. Watch how fast I move my thumb off this. Ready? It's unbelievable how fast this fingerprint sensor is. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So, fingerprint sensor is exceptional. Let's talk about features now. Features. This thing is packed with loads of features. Loads of features. You got double tap to wake. You've got You can change, you can use this, so you're just using this home button for all your gestures. You can have on-screen buttons. You got, you knock the screen and you draw a letter like an O to open something, or a C for camera. That works. There's so many different features, which I'll go through in my full review later on, not now. But feature list on this, again, probably the only devices that beat this are Samsung devices. And I know I sound ridiculous saying that, but you tell me. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my seat, guys, getting more comfortable. You tell me what beats it for features. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful device. I'm really amazed by how good the Mate 10 is. If you're on the fence, and again, I'm going to do a spoiler alert. If you're on the fence about buying a Mate 10, just buy it. Buy it. Okay? It's not perfect by any means, but what they get right on this is excellent. Now let's talk about build quality next. What do I think of the build quality? Absolutely solid build quality. Glass on the back and the front, aluminium around the edges, and I got the mocha brown. And that's another thing Huawei do well. They release a lot of different colors for their devices to start with, which a lot of other OEMs need to look at. They need to understand that and copy what Huawei are getting right. But I really like this mocha brown. It's just different. It's very beautifully made. It's a solid device. It just feels great in hand. And it is a big device, okay? It's not I wouldn't say it's a one-handed device. Now, it doesn't have always on display like the Pro, because it's not an OLED panel. But can I live without it? Yes, I can. Would I prefer it? Of course I would. But you have got an LED notification light up there. That works pretty well to let you know you've got a notification. They've kept the 3.5mm headphone jack on the top, which again the Pro doesn't have, which again is something I really like. I believe it's a 32-bit DAC in this. I could be wrong, but from my research, it's a 32-bit DAC. Now, when I first used it, it sounded a bit crap, for want of a better word. But you have to go into settings under sounds, and you have to change it from, depending on what type of headphones you're using. I was using, as I showed you before in another video, these Sennheisers, which are over-ear cans. It was set on earbuds, not headphones. So obviously it wasn't drawing enough power to run those properly. When I adjusted it, beautiful sound. Really top-notch, good quality sound through the headphones. It's got dual speakers. What are my opinion on those? Very loud, very clear. I wouldn't say they're as good as the iPhone 8 Plus. They're a little bit on the tinny side. They could do with more bass, in my opinion. But there is an equalizer built into this which you can use. I haven't used it. But the speakers are really, really good. Not the best by any means, but they're really good. It's the IR Blaster. How many phones still have the IR Blaster? I use this for my TV, for my cable box, and it's so handy to have it. Let's talk about cameras now. Now, I made a unboxing video of the iPhone 10. Some of you out there have seen it. If you haven't, look for it and click on it. I did the intro part where it's raw, unedited, where I'm going to the store to buy my iPhone 10. That whole intro was recorded using the Mate 10 here. Camera is pretty good. The whole first part of the intro was filmed using the back cameras here in 4K. One thing I don't like, there's no OIS in 4K video recording. So it's a little bit shaky. It's not the worst I've seen, but it has got a little bit of shake to it. I think it's got EIS, but I'm not certain on that. But I'm sure they will send an update. Huawei always do this. They'll send an update to improve the 4K stability in video recording. The part where you see me talking in that intro, you see my face, I'm holding the phone like this. That's taken using the selfie camera in 1080p. And it recorded the sound really well. I think the footage is really good. So I'll leave a link to that video at the end of this video. So if you haven't seen that, check out the intro right at the beginning before my intro music starts, and you'll see the video quality of this particular camera. Actual photographs on this is unbelievably good. Photos are so good, it's unbelievable. Everyone talks about Samsung, iPhone, Pixel. You need to include this for photography in that equation. You have to. The bokeh effect with this is unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I'll show you samples of it when I do my full review. But bokeh on this is excellent. Night shots are excellent because it's a 1.6 aperture on these lenses. I'm not really into the monochrome thing. That's not my bag. I don't really do black and white photography. But man, photography on this is great. It's something you should all experience. Really should. Now, Huawei, the skin they use is EMUI, which is Emotion UI. This is not to everyone's cup of tea. Not everyone likes this skin, and I get it. But they are using version 8.0.0 with Android version 8.0.0. So that is the best version at the moment. It's also running Android security patch 5th of October 2017, which is impressive. And it's got 6 gigs of RAM, this version, with 128 gigs of built-in storage. Why is that important? Well, as I said, this is the version I bought. This is the Chinese version. And it's got the same RAM and the same storage as the Pro version, which is why I think this makes this the best option out there when you compare the Pro to this phone. But there's one thing I had the reseller do, and it was Wonder Mobile. They flashed the international ROM on this, which got rid of all the Chinese bloatware. So it runs like a champion, this phone. It's smooth, it's fast, it's silky. I mean, let me show you some examples now. Now look at this, how fast this thing moves. It's quick, it's fluid, it's functional. Look at that, it's quick. You tell me what other phones are as quick as that. It moves without issue. I haven't experienced lag on this phone. I haven't experienced any slowdown with this phone. Core quality, everything works as it should. Everything. Very impressive. And I've pointed out the issues I'm having at the moment. One issue I would say I'm having is Netflix. I can't download it from Play Store. Now let me bring that up for you right now. Let me pull back. Now I'll show you what it says when I try and bring up Netflix in the Play Store. Now if you can see here, I don't know if you can see that, but Netflix doesn't come up on here. Now when I find it in my library with downloaded apps, what it says is it's not compatible or can't be used with this device. Because I think there is the international ROM, as it were, isn't made for the UK market or the American market or whatever. That's the only app I've had issues with, but I just sideloaded an APK of Netflix, the official app, into the device and it runs no problem. Let me try and bring it up for you to show you. You can see that. It works no problem, playback works, everything works. So you can get around that issue of Netflix, but everything else seems to work. Amazon works, Amazon Music seems to work, Amazon Video. Shout out to my boy, Dan Tanner. If you haven't seen his channel, check it out. Sorry, Dan. But it's a great device. So there's no wireless charging, of course. So let me just sum up now. What do I think of the Mate 10 after 48 hours? Phenomenal. It's phenomenal. I love it. I think it's a great device. It's been a long time since I've said that about a phone. The last time I said that was the Note 8. Note 8 has its issues. Every phone has its issues. But shout out to Huawei. You done it with this phone. You've done it with this phone. This phone is great. If you're on the fence about buying it, don't be, go and get it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. You can probably tell from my expressions and the way I'm talking about the Mate 10, I absolutely love the device. If you haven't seen my iPhone 10 48 hours video, check that out. I'll leave a link at this end of this video. If you want to see the video footage from the Mate 10, check out the unboxing video of the iPhone 10, which again, I'll leave a link at the end of this video. It'll probably pop up around here somewhere. Anyway, thank you for watching me. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell icon. And this is Techzilla saying, take care, and I'll see you all again real soon. Peace.